Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I am going to show you how to create a funnel chart for leads data. So basically, I will show you how to create a funnel chart using column stacked bar chart, and I will show you a step-by-step process. So here I have a sample data of a marketing agency who who did an advertising. After that, they got this leads. So each of this have been divided into separate individual levels. So the first one is prospects. So out of 110 prospects, 50 prospects have been contacted, and out of 60, 50 people have agreed to make an initial visit, and out of 50, 30 people have shown interest, and out of 38 people have converted into clients. So that is a basic definition of this sample data. So using this data, I've created a funnel chart, which you can see here. So basically, if you can see the funnel chart, we have a long gap between the prospects and the contacts, right? Around we lost around 50 people between prospects and contact. So that is where funnel chart will be helpful for you to identify where you have lost the leads, right? So using this funnel chart, we will be knowing where exactly we can improve our advertising spends as well, and how we can get quality leads, right? So if I click here, you can see the data is not getting selected here because let me move the chart. So you can see I've created a same another data of this of the main data. I've created a subset of this main data, a replica of this main data, and so here you can see I've added two more columns here, dummy one and dummy two. So so why did I add this columns, and why did I add these values here, right? So let's know why did I add these values here. So let me do the entire process from the scratch. Let me understand you how you can also create this kind of funnel chart. So yeah. So first thing, we will not be disturbing our main data. We will be creating a replica of this main data here. So first let us copy this and paste it here, and let us create two more columns here. So let me name it as column 1 and column 2 here. Now here you need to understand that uh, for us here 110 is the main value here, main prospect value here. So to get values in column 1 and column 2, we should be able to get each row with 110 as our main value. So in every row I want 110 as our main number, right? So here we are having 60, but here also I want some number, and here I also want some number, so that the entire row will be equal to 110. So because 110 is my prospect number, I am choosing 110 as my main value, right? So to get values here, what you can do is, so the first row will be 0, right? We won't do any thing here. It will be 0, right? Because this is our starting number. 110 is our starting number, right? So to get values here, what we can do is we can subtract 110 minus 60, right? So here is how you can do it. So I'm selecting the cell referencing here. I'm subtracting 110, the total prospects minus the number of contacts. So if I click enter, I will get 50, right? So but here in the column 1 I got the value, but what about column 2? So if I do the same here, I suppose if I replace the same thing here, I will get 50 here. But if I uh, sum all these numbers, sum all the row numbers, then you can see I'm getting the sum value as 160. But what do we want here? We want the sum value, the entire row total to be as 110, right? So to get 110 as our row value, what we can do is we can actually divide this 50 by 2, right? So if I divide this 50 by 2, I will get 25. Now here in the column 2, what I will do is I will simply link this cell with this cell, right? Now you can see now we got 25. Now if I sum all these row values, you can see we got 110 as our row value, right? So in the same way, we should also apply the same formula to this other columns here, right? So let's apply the same formula. You can either manually write the formula or you can, but if you drag the formula here, the values get changed here, right? So if I drag the formula, you will see the values will get changed. Now if I simply add 5 here, I simply link this cell with this cell, and now if I make a sum of this entire row, you can see the sum is getting 60. Okay? Because why is that happening? Because if I double click here, so you can see Excel is leaving this cell. It is taking the it is taking the cell differencing range has changed 110 to 60. So so that is why uh, we need to use constant value here. So as I said earlier, 110 will be our mean value, right? So if you drag the formula, the cell differencing will get changed here. From 110 it will get to 60, right? Now if I suppose if I double click here, now you can see in this cell the cell differencing has changed from 60 to 50 now. So that is why we are getting different values here, right? So in order to avoid that, what you can do is you need to make 110 as the constant value for all the cells here, right? So to make 110 as constant, what you can do is you can simply add dollars symbol here, right? So T2 is 110, right? So here we need to add dollar symbol so that this value doesn't get moved here, right? Now, now that we have added the constant, you can simply drag this formula. Now you can see we got different values here. Now if I simply link this cell with this cell, and now if I simply drag this, now you can see the sum has changed to 110, right? So in the same way, let us link this cell with this cell and also this cell with this cell. Now we got all our values and every row is now equal to 110, right? Now you can see all the rows are equal to 110, right? Now the first step has completed. Now we have successfully uh, created values for both the columns here, right? Now now the next step is to create a column stacked bar chart. So using that chart, we will be creating a funnel chart, right? So as I said earlier, uh, you can see in this chart, you are able to see this plot areas, right? So if I click outside, you are not able to, you cannot see the plot areas here, right? But if you click here, you will be able to see the plot area. So that is the reason we created this extra values here, extra columns here. So if I hover it, you can see the points. So the reason why we are creating this extra columns, extra column values here is, if I remove this both the columns, this bar will be starting uh, from the left side, from the starting point. It won't be in the middle. It will be starting from the left side onwards, right? So let us see here. Now if I select every now if I select the data range, and if I insert a column stacked bar chart, so you can see how the chart is as inserted initially. So as I said earlier, the chart is starting from this line onwards. It is not starting from the middle, right? So what we should do is we need to eliminate this blue bars and this gray bars, right? So that we can make it as funnel chart. So here also I did the same. So I eliminated this all this plot areas to so that it looks like a funnel chart. So now that we inserted a stacked bar chart, the next thing we have to do is we need to remove this blue bars and this gray bars. So how can we remove that? So if you click on this, you need to click on this bars here, blue bars, and then right click and select the format data series. And here you will need to go to the fill option, and in the fill option change the color of this blue bars to white, right? And after that change the solid fill to no fill, right? Now in the same way, let us change let us customize this gray bars as well. So once again change the color of this bars to white, and select the no fill option, right? And now you can see we removed the extra bars here. Right now we are turning this column stacked bar chart into a funnel chart, but there are few more modifications that have to be made. So if you observe here, the data here is starting from prospects to clients, but in the chart it is starting from client to prospects. So it is in the reverse order, right? So to make it properly as a funnel, what you can do is you can simply click on this axis and right click here. So click on it, right click, and click on format axis here. Now after that, go to the axis options here and drag it, and you will find categories in reverse order option. You need to check this option here, right? If you check it, you can see now we got the shape of a funnel here, right? Now we got all our levels in order, right? Now the first funnel is prospect, contact, initial visit, opportunity, and client, right? So that is how you can reverse the order of the funnel. Now one more thing we need to modify in the chart here is we need to adjust this axis here. So if you observe, we are having the value still 120, but our for us the row total is only 110, right? So we need to make it as 110 but not 120. So the bound value is 120, so we need to adjust this 120 to 110. And let us also modify this minus 10 value to 10 here. Right now we adjusted the bound values as well. Now you can either keep this values, or you can also remove this. So I'm removing this values, and also I will remove the legend value here. So, so it won't be uh, so it will be difficult for the end user to identify what from where we got these values, right? So let us remove that legend as well, and now let us remove the uh, grid lines to make it even more um, professional. So let me remove this, and now you can see we are getting to the now we have creating the funnel chart here, right? So how we have converted a stacked bar chart into a funnel chart, right? Now the next thing we need to customize is we need to add the data labels here. Currently we are not seeing any data values, so these values we need to show in the show on the bars here, right? So to add the data labels, you need to select the chart and go to chart design, and in the chart design on the left hand side you will find the add chart elements, and here in the data labels you can use this center option. So I am using this center option, and you can also change the color of this data labels by going to home, and here you can change it to white, and also you can make it bold or increase the font size. You can also change the color of this bars. Currently it is orange, right? So you can also modify the colors by right clicking on it and using this color. So I'm using this green color here. So now you can see the chart looks even more professional now. And now let us increase the height of this bars here. So to increase the height of this bars, you need to select the bars here and right click on it and go to format data series. And in the format data series, you will find this gap width option here. What you need to do is you need to decrease the width, right? So if you decrease it, the bar size will get increased, right? So let me decrease it. Right now we have also increased the size of the bars here, right? So now if you observe here you can see why we can easily understand why we have actually created this extra values column 1 and column 2. Now if I remove this column 1 and column 2, the bar chart will be starting from this line onwards. It won't start in the middle. It will be starting from here, right? So that is the reason we have created this column 1 and column 2 charts. And if you hover this plot area, you will also find the values here, right? So that is the main reason, to mainly to match our prospect value here, right? So that is the reason we choose to create this extra column 1 and column 2 layers in the chart, right? So this is how you can create the funnel chart. You can also even change the title, name it funnel chart, total prospects. So in this way you can create a funnel chart using column stacked bar chart. Now, so as I said earlier, we reversed the funnel chart and also we added the values on both sides, right? So adding values means these are the plot areas which are currently empty, but uh, actually the values will be seen here, right? But for the end user, he won't see any values here, right? So now, and this is one way of creating a funnel chart. And if you if you find this difficult and if you don't want this method of creating a funnel chart, then there is one more way which you can create a funnel chart. So that way is so using this is one way of creating funnel chart. The other way is very simple. What you don't have to create all this values. The only thing you need to do is you need to select the main data and go to insert, and in the insert tab you need to click on this third option, this, and then you need to select the funnel here, right? Now you can see we simply created a funnel chart. So the only difference between this chart and this chart here is in this chart we added extra column values, right? So for example, so in this chart we added this extra plot areas, extra column values, so that we will be matching this our prospect row number, right? Prospect row total. That is the reason we added this extra layer of column 1 and column 2. But when it comes to this chart, you won't see any extra layer of this columns. Only you will only see the uh, people values here. Whatever the values which you have for each of the level, you will be only seeing those values here. We have not added any columns here. So that is the only difference between this chart, this funnel chart, and this funnel chart. But both of them look similar to each other. So it's up to you whether you can choose this method or you can choose this method, right? So these are the two ways of creating funnel charts in Excel. So I hope you understood the process of creating the funnel charts. So if you have any questions or queries on funnel charts, then please put it down in the comment section. I will try to answer them. And if you find the video to be informative and useful for you, then please consider subscribing to my channel so that I can make much more interesting videos on Excel. Thank you.